And kind of going back to something, navigating these waters and investing in real estate. There was somebody I was on a podcast. I'm going to call him out, Chris Stout. He's a investor, former firefighter as well. Built a portfolio and kind of in the New York area. Now he's doing some out of state investing. I think right now he's been focusing on Arkansas with some syndication stuff. And he was talking about really focusing on real estate in your backyard, like places that you can continue to be able to view in person and this and that. And I was talking about the stair step method and how I had a client, for example, who lived in North Carolina, bought a house, saved up, and then he was in IT, moved to a different state, bought a house, turned the old one to rental, and then bought a couple more houses in a short period of time. And the idea of almost being a free agent. If you work remotely, you can really buy anywhere. And it kind of turned the corner incorrectly into like, well, okay, well, it probably isn't very smart to be buying properties in all kinds of different places and you don't know the areas and this and that, a little reckless. And this person, they bought 3 properties in one city. So it was just one transition. And they kind of went back into you should probably be investing in your backyard. And then in the same conversation, it was like, well, there's certain places that are not going to be really landlord friendly, places like a New York or California or an Illinois. And then not only that, it's like places like California, prices are so damn high. Like most people can't afford to buy, let alone have investment properties. And then kind of goes back to your scenario where you're in Hawaii and you chose to invest in a different place, however many thousands of miles away, because it was more affordable. And you had roots and connections there that you're able to, really rely on to be able to help guide you. And things have worked out. It's not in your backyard. Couldn't be further from your backyard.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the one thing that I've noticed a lot though is you have to understand your personality or what type of investor you are. Because yes, the numbers may make sense, investing somewhere else because maybe like you're saying, your backyard numbers don't work. However, not everyone can invest remotely or out of state because their personality is they're very hands-on or maybe they're what you would say a micromanager, and they have to be involved in everything, and investing remotely or out of state could be a challenge for them. And that's why maybe you may have to figure out a way to invest in your backyard. Maybe the process is going to take longer, but it may give you more peace of mind knowing that you can see your property every day, or if you have to take care of something is in your backyard, like you're saying. But I think that's the struggle. Too much people get caught up with a spreadsheet. They see the numbers. They say, "Oh, it works in Pittsburgh or Arkansas or whatnot," and they go invest there. And then maybe like I said, maybe they're living in Hawaii and they're like, oh, but I can't see my property. I can't touch it. I don't know what's going on. And that's, I think, where the struggle comes in for some people.
Totally. But then it comes back to, if you live in LA or San Francisco, it's like, well, what do you do? What other options do you have? I mean, I guess you could just not do real estate at all, potentially, and just put money into an index fund or an IRA and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm a big follower of one rental at a time, Michael Zuber, and he lives in California, very expensive market, and he realized that in beginning of his journey, he was not I guess, comfortable investing remotely or out of state. So he still invested in California, but it was maybe a 2 hour drive from where he was. So there was pockets in California, that met his buy box or his criteria. And maybe the returns weren't as great as him going out of state, but he found something that where he felt comfortable, where he could drive there, and that worked for him. So, like even in Hawaii, maybe we can't drive to a certain area, but we do have other islands close by, and maybe that hop on a plane is only half an hour. So that might be your solution. And yes, prices are still high on the other islands. However, it may give you a peace of mind that you can just hop on a plane and be there in 30 minutes or whatnot, and be at your property in a sense. So I think that's the thing is, don't get caught up too much on a spreadsheet where, the numbers might say, oh, you're going to get a 15% cash on cash return or whatnot, but yet you're not able to sleep at night because, you're worried about, a property manager 5,000 miles away or whatnot. And I think that's the thing is just, too many people are making it sound easy investing out of state and investing remotely. And sometimes, like I said, you just have to understand yourself and what works best for you.
Totally. Um, in this market right now, are you looking at anything, any listings or any properties right now? Like
You know,
looking for deals?
I'm always looking just to see what's going on. I mean, definitely, things don't make as much sense right now. But I'm actually trying to get more liquid in a sense where I'm really trying to focus on getting myself in the best position for this next HELOC that I'm planning to take out. So I'm more focused on that and building my YouTube channel. And there's a lot of things that I always talk about mistakes that I've made in the beginning. And I think part of it was getting too excited and trying to grow too quickly. And, I got caught up in trying to build like a business, I guess you would say. So I really went down that building a business credit route and trying to get funding through a business where I guess necessarily I wasn't really a business in a sense. And I guess I had a rental portfolio, so that is something where I wouldn't have done if I was to start over going down that route. And then, I have invested in syndications, and as you're talking about, multifamily is apartment buildings are having their struggles right now with the rapid increase in rates. And so that's was a good is a learning experience for me right now. And I realize that is probably why I am not um doing syndications is not probably my preferred investing strategy at the point in time where I'm at. I like having the control over the properties and being the primary investor, I guess. So I have more control, more say. And I definitely see the benefits of doing syndications. I mean, they're very hands off, but as far as now control, you don't really have control of the property and say in what's going to happen.
Totally. So you mentioned getting more liquid, right? And kind of going back to you mentioning Michael Zuber and one rental at a time. I happened to come across a video. Do you know who Sean Cannell is with Think Media?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's gonna be in Vegas too for the one rental at a time event. So I'm hoping to meet him and pick his
Yeah.
brain a little bit. Yeah.
Sean's gonna be there?
Yep. He's one of the speakers.
No,
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
okay, that's badass. Yeah, but
That's why for the price, it's a great event to go. There's gonna be
what's the
tons.
price again? I forget.
Well, I think all the VIP ones are sold out. So, but
Are
the
you are
reg
you are you VIP?
I'm going VIP just because there's the private dinners and all that. I mean,
Okay, okay,
honestly, I wanted to do the food trucks more that was going to be there, but I just paid for the VIP. No, I mean, because the food trucks are amazing. So I wanted to do that, but I just did the VIP so I can have the kind of private dinners and network a little bit more. But the regular tickets, I believe, are 199, and it's so
okay.
it's a 2 day event. Um, and Monday's a holiday, so people that travel. But yeah, there's gonna be tons of great speakers there. Like Sean Connell is gonna be there. I don't know if you know Brian Adamson. He's a out of state investor. He invests in Detroit, but I love his stuff. And there's gonna be Millennial Mike. He's a SWAT officer. He does out of state investing. I don't know if you know that ADU guy, Derek Sherrill.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so he's going to be there. He's going to be speaking. Chad Carson's going to actually show up. He was invited, and at first he declined the offer, but Chad Carson, Coach Carson's going to be there. Yeah, so there's going to be tons of great speakers there.
that's badass. So will they let your your chauffeur. I'll chauffeur you around, and will they let your chauffeur in with your VIP pass? I'll carry your bags.
What do you mean? I'm bringing one set of clothes or two. I'm not expecting to do a lot. I'm expecting to go to the event. The first day is like 14 hours of speakers and and the dinner and all that.
So you don't need someone to hold your bags. Maybe you need somebody to
No,
videotape you the entire way for content. And
that's what
I'll be on your VIP team.
Sierra already offered. We're gonna do some stuff. Sierra's gonna be there, so
So how, well then,
I'm actually gonna get to meet her in person. So I've never met, so.
how are you going to get me into this VIP thing? You got to figure out a way.
Well, I told you about it how long ago, and the tickets sold out already. But the VIP, no, the VIP is just for the dinner and stuff. So I mean, you can still go to the event and see all the speakers and still
So I can still
network.
hold your bags. Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah. Well, you can just say you're Matt Damon and walk in, and then
okay. And then 80% of the people are like, who the fuck are you? You're not Matt
or
Damon.
I'm Matt Damon's brother or whatever.
I'm Charlie Damon.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I bring up the Sean Cannell thing is that, like, that I saw a video on Zuber,
Yeah.
and like he just put content out there, no editing, no nothing, just put it out there in a certain way and just kept on going for years. And now he's got what, 50,000 subscribers and monetized and
Yep.
all this
Yep.
stuff. So,
Yep.
like, speaking of liquidity and your YouTube channel and growing it and then monetizing it, I mean, do you know some of the metrics that you're at right now in terms of watch hours and views and blah blah blah?
I just know I'm not very close yet. And, I definitely I really, like I said, I'm a big believer in Michael Zuber, his philosophy, his kind of mindset. And it's kind of that same thing. Like he probably could have grew a lot faster, if he was promoting certain things or talking about housing crashes. But he just enjoyed it, and he connected with different guests and different people, and that kind of you know was what his channel is about, and that's what I'm trying to do. And that's why I like having you on weekly, and Sierra and Hugo and other people, other guests, and that's what I'm trying to do, is just build this kind of connection and relationship, and grow at a of course I'd like to grow quicker, but it's I'm not gonna start promoting certain things or trying to get crash videos out there just to get followers. So yeah, like I said, he probably could have grew his channel a lot quicker if he wanted to. But he was doing because he enjoyed it. Like I think I mentioned before, he part of it he retired, financially free, and he kind of got bored and he didn't know what to do, and he just started a YouTube channel and he enjoyed it. He met a lot of cool people, and that's he grew from there, and that's kind of my hopes and vision. I think it's just meeting, and then like I said, this is going to be a cool event, going to Vegas and finally getting to meet a lot of these people that you connect with over YouTube or social media, and you feel like you know them, but you haven't actually met them in person yet.
Yeah, it's definitely different to be able to connect with somebody and have a real conversation. Like that kind of goes back to that event that I was telling you about in September in Columbus, the author event that I went to. I mean, I didn't belong there, but I got invited to go, so I went and met a lot of cool people. But yeah, getting the chance to be able to ask questions to somebody, about the next, meeting coming up for somebody, it's a different level, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, where are you at in your podcast and stuff? Because I know, I mean, you get like 5, 10 subscribers, and then all of a sudden it kind of plateaus, and then
Mm-hmm.
it grows a little bit. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm 90 episodes out today officially, and I was literally just talking to somebody this morning about it, and like not where I want to be in terms of following right now. But it is what it is, and some of the stuff we're putting out on YouTube. I mean, the shorts definitely help get some views and some subscribers. Um, 20,000 downloads on a podcast is kind of a level that means something, and I'm not there yet. I guess I got a ways to go to get there. But the problem that I have is I'm just spread too thin right now. Like our industry is struggling to be able to, you know, get deals. Not enough deals out there. So we're, just doing a lot of work. And then you got podcasts and then YouTube and then this and then that real estate stuff that we talked about. All your stuff, I'm sure takes time plus the management side, right? I mean, it all takes time throughout the week. So,
Yeah.
but like at the end of the day, it's like you're planting seeds. It's
Yeah.
a 5 year thing, not a 5 second thing.
Yeah. And that's why I told Sierra, I said, yeah, Joe told me he sleeps 8 hours a night. And I was like, we're both like, no way. It's not possible. I don't know how he sleeps 8 hours a night.
Will do. I have to.
How do you how do you get 8 hours of sleep? That is, I
Yeah.
don't know. You
I
have
mean,
two.
I should be waking up earlier, but I mean, I probably go to sleep around like 11, maybe 10:30, and I wake up at 6:30. What does that come out to be?
7 hours. Well,
Damn.
I mean, but still, even
11 to 6:30. Yeah.
yeah, even
Seven. All this
seven
time
is a
I've been
lot.
saying 8. It's really been 7. Damn. I'm a
Yeah.
liar.
No wonder you're late all the time. You don't tell time very well, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, well, I don't know if you want to get back to interest rates that it kind of veered off
Oh,
topic.
I mean,